what's up guys? My name's Brandon and I'm the host of the YouTube channel Be Energized. So I'm pretty excited to talk about this topic. It's something that is a lot of concern for people when it comes to an electric vehicle. So what happens when you do run out of a charge? What happens to your car? What do you do? Well, we're going to talk about that today. So like I mentioned, it's a big concern for a lot of people when you're driving your vehicle a long distance. What happens if you do run out of a charge? And it's a valid concern. But I'll let you know, you will never run out of a charge unless you're absolutely trying to. That's kind of a fear that a lot of people place in people's heads when it comes to electric cars. Actually, the majority of electric cars nowadays can actually travel more than 200 miles, which is plenty enough for the majority of US commuters. Especially if you're going on long distance trips, there are a ton of different charging stations that are spaced out about 100 miles to 150 miles apart, which is still plenty enough to get you to where you're going. So definitely wipe that fear out of your mind. And in order to make this test a little bit more challenging, just because I am so confident in what this vehicle can do, I only charged this car to 77%. Yes, 77%. I know that's a very specific amount. I was aiming for 80 and it didn't happen, but that's okay. We're looking at about 176 miles charged on this vehicle right now. We have a few stops to go. We're gonna stop in Niles, Ohio to pick up some new recording equipment. Check out the GM Ultium battery factory in Lordstown, possibly drive by the Lordstown Motors factory out there, and then we'll continue on our way to Pitt. So let's get started with this challenge. So as I'm sitting here at a red light, I thought that we could discuss a little bit about how your vehicle notifies you if you are running on a low state of charge. So every vehicle is different. Teslas, Chevys, Nissans, you name it, have different systems to alert the driver when they are running low on battery. And now, specifically, I'll talk about the Chevy since Alex is going to be talking about the Model 3. The Chevy Bolt notifies you with different colors. And what I mean by that is that you have what they call the guesstimator on the left side of the instrument cluster. And this gives you an estimated range, that's why they call it the guesstimator, based on how much state of charge you have left in your battery. Basically, what that means is that there is a specific algorithm in the vehicle that monitors your driving style, terrain, exterior temperature, climate controls, you name it, that impacts your driving range. And besides the honking Subaru next to me, I don't know why they were honking, there was nobody by them. Wow, what's wrong with Subaru drivers? Anyways, so the Bolt definitely gives you a lot of different alerts. And it actually, besides the flashing orange lights and some of the text warnings, it will let you know if you're running low on battery. For example, if you are running incredibly low, it'll bring up a warning that says low propulsion, low power, which means it's going to limit how much electricity you can take out of the battery pack to power the electric motors to continue driving. If you really get to it, it starts doing things like shutting off your air conditioning so you save electricity there. It will shut your radio off and it won't let you turn it back on. So it's pretty much utilizing every single amount of electricity to power the vehicle at that point. Obviously, unless you are absolutely trying to get to that point, the majority of the times you will never ever have to experience something like that. Now, some people might be questioning, well, what if I do experience that? And you know, I know that I mentioned that you'll never experience it because unless you're absolutely trying, like if you're doing an experiment like I'm kind of doing right now, but I'm not trying to run out of an electricity. As I'm sitting in more traffic, because that's apparently what we do in the Cleveland suburbs, is literally just sit in traffic and wait. It seems like that's my entire life. I thought I would talk about some of the things that you can do in case you actually do run low on a charge and there is no charger around you. Well, you have options, and I'll start with what if there are no chargers around you? Well, there's plenty of mobile applications you can utilize that use your GPS location to find charging stations. The most common one is going to be PlugShare. You can also use a better route planner, ChargePoint, EVgo, you name it. There's multiple ones that you can download to help you find charging stations. And the majority of them actually allow you to do trip planning, so it allows you to map out exactly where these chargers are so you can prepare for long distance road trips. So what if there are no chargers around you and you do run out of electricity? Well, similar to a gas-powered car, you're going to want to call a tow truck. And these electric vehicles are very smart. Like I mentioned, Chevy has the OnStar system. It's a GM technology that has been out for years. You pretty much just press a button that is right up here, and it alerts you. It alerts some representative, and they'll help you call a tow truck. But remember to let them know that you are driving an electric vehicle. And the reason I'm saying that is because whenever you do tow an electric car, you have to have a specific tow truck to come get you, and that's a flatbed tow truck. And the reason is that you cannot drag an electric vehicle similar to a gas-powered vehicle. You just can't do it. And the reason is because of the way that the electric motors are designed. If you were to drag an electric car on the ground behind a tow truck, you're going to break the electric motor. So you have to remember to be cautious with that, and to let everybody know that you are driving an electric vehicle, so you can get that flatbed truck to come pick you up. Now, specific to Chevy, there is a mobile application that you can download called the My Chevy app. And I'm just going to be very honest with you guys, it doesn't work very well. And the reason I say that is that it runs slow, and you have to have a cell phone connection in order to use it. But what's nice in there is that it allows you to call a tow truck. It allows you to request multiple different things for roadside assistance, such as like if you have a flat tire, if you need a tow, something like that. But the funny thing is that I've noticed with the My Chevy app is that there's actually a fuel delivery system. So I don't really know if it means that you can call a tow truck to bring a mobile charger just in case of an emergency, but I'm positive that GM never redesigned it to show that you're driving an electric car. It would actually be pretty funny if someone brought you a tank of gas and your electric car is just sitting there. I think that would be really funny. Not really. So I wanted to talk about how far we've driven so far. We've driven over 50 miles, and we still have about 152 miles left on a state of charge. We're looking at just shy above 50% right now, and we have about 50 more miles to get where we're going. However, that's the end goal of this trip. I want to check out the GM Ultium battery plant in Lordstown, Ohio, which is about 19 miles from here. So we'll definitely go check that out. Then we'll head over to Beaver Falls, PA, to where we're going, which is Pit Race, which is an event called CARFEST. So I'm pretty excited about that, but overall we're doing really well. The car's doing well, and right now, I have no range anxiety. So I'm going to turn the camera off only because I have a bad setup, and I am using my phone for GPS because my car doesn't have GPS. So I have to rely on that, and I can't record my voice while I'm using GPS. So sad deal, but I will see you guys shortly at the GM Ultium battery plant location. So we made it to the GM Ultium battery factory location here in Lordstown, Ohio. It was actually only about a 7-mile drive. I mistook that for the time, but honestly, it's not bad. We got here with 147 miles remaining. I still have a little bit go to get to Pit Race, so I'm going to try to make this challenging. I'm not going to plug in at all this weekend and see if we can make it back from Pit Race back to the Youngstown, Warren, Ohio area to charge, and just to prove that it really is no big deal when it comes to driving an electric vehicle, when it comes to range anxiety or running out of a charge. So challenge accepted. I'm excited to start this. But like I mentioned earlier, I have a very bad audio setup. I have to use my phone for GPS, so I will not be recording this next chapter, but I will close out once we get to Pit Race. Well guys, I made it to Pit Race here in Beaver Falls, PA. It was about, I would say, maybe a 35-mile trip to get here, and we still have over 100 miles on our battery pack. So we have 103 miles, and we've driven 103 miles. So that's pretty impressive, just below 50%. Honestly, I think, actually, I know we will have enough to get to the charger in Warren, Ohio. It's an Electrify America charger. Like I said, I'm not going to charge it all this weekend. It's about a 35 to 40 mile drive up to that charger on the way home on Sunday night. Going to stop there, but I just wanted to prove that we can do this entire trip, Keep in mind, it's like 170 miles on less than 77% battery. So it's pretty impressive. But anyways, I'm going to check out for the night. Got a lot of things to do, and I'll see you guys on Sunday night. Hey guys, it's Sunday morning. It is about 6:40 a.m. And if you can't tell from my voice, I had a pretty fun night last night. Just to give you guys a little information, CARFEST is such a great time, such a fun time with friends, getting to check out really awesome cars, seeing some really cool drag races, and just having an overall blast. But I'm starting today pretty early. It's going to be another busy day with auto interest. Honestly, it's going to be a good time. But I wanted to give you guys a quick update on some things that I'm noticing with the Bolt, because I decided that I was not going to charge this car while I was at Pit Race. For obvious reasons, I wanted to test the range and make it sure that you guys know that I can get back to the charger in Warren, Ohio, and have enough charge to get home from that point on. So I'll turn the camera on so you guys can see. So we are looking at about 88 miles left, just shy of 30%. And this is another technology that Chevy has produced for the Bolt to give you more information about what you're looking at. You can see I have about 33% battery, about 88 miles, and estimated based on my home location, I'll get home at negative 10%. I don't really think that that's how this works, but I really appreciate the effort, Chevy, for showing that. You can see that you can look at more information of your energy, kind of gives you more driving tips. You can find nearby charging stations based on your location. The only thing with this is that it doesn't do as good of a job as something like PlugShare or other of those mobile apps that I mentioned earlier. You can also see that you can check for service whenever it wants to work. This is another thing, is that the software is not literally the greatest at all. I really hope Chevy decides to update things. But when it does work, you can see that it can help you get home with enough charge left to plug in. So Chevy must have heard me complaining, because it just suddenly started working. But this route under the Energy Assist actually routed itself to the nearest Electrify America charger. So pretty impressive with this. You can see that it's starting with your 33%, and then I'll have about 16% before I get to Sheets. It'll take me about 48 minutes to get there, 38 miles away, and then I'll charge for about 27 minutes. So that's pretty impressive. Bring me up to about 40%. Not really, I don't know. We'll see. And then I should be getting home at about 12%. So if this information is correct, we really shouldn't have anything to worry about. But like I said, I'm not worried. I'm ready to dispel the fear of what it's like when you run out of electricity driving an electric car. So that's going to be it for the quick check-in. Just wanted to show you guys some of the features that the Bolt has on the center touchscreen. Using Apple CarPlay, I just want to keep in mind that's not something that comes installed on the car. You have to have the My Chevy app. But the day's going to go by quick, and I'll definitely check in later today. Probably going to be leaving in about 10 hours. So I'll start the trip with you guys soon. So it is finally time to head out. It is about 10 till 6 p.m. on this beautiful Sunday here at Pit Race. And the charger is about 45 miles away, about 50 minutes. We have about 90 miles left on the car. So we should get there with a decently low battery state of charge. So I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen. So I'll check in with you guys once I get there. Okay, so we finally made it to Sheets here in Niles, Ohio. I got a warning that we were running lower on a state of charge, but I'll tell you what, the car handled excellently on this quick little trip up here. Let me turn this around so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So as you can see, the estimator lines are now orange. That's letting me know that I'm running on low state of charge, but the car is handling super well. I actually was not even worried that I was going to make it to the charger. So I'm very, very proud of this. Just to show you guys how far I've driven on, remember we didn't start with 100% state of charge. We started at 77%, driven 163 miles on probably, I'm going to guesstimate that that's about 55% of electricity. Very, very impressive. I'll be at these chargers for about 30 to 45 minutes, good enough for me to get home. But I just want to let you guys know, I think we dispelled the fear that even if you are trying to run out of charge, it's very hard. Anyways, guys, I'm going to check out for the evening. I'm going to get something to eat, get plugged in, and head out. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope that this made a lot more people comfortable when it comes to long distance driving and knowing exactly what could happen if you do potentially run out of a charge, or if you are getting a low state of charge. The cars are smarter than you think, so definitely have a lot of confidence in them. But anyways, guys, hope you guys are staying safe, taking care, and make sure you make every single day electrifying. Take care, guys.